every day, every single day, you have to learn to create energy, not only for yourself, but for the individuals around you. Because you have so many individuals out there, you have so many things in life that drain your energy every single day. This is a new concept, this is a new thing that everybody must learn. The more you can put into other individuals, the more you can expect from yourself. But it's something that must be done every single day, every single moment, because some individuals, some companies, some actions require more energy than the other. You have to have an abundance of it every single day, every single day. Those moments, I want you to remember those things. That's a superpower that each individual in this room has. When everybody says it can't be done, you can't do this anymore, you're not good enough. It's that superpower that got you to this point. It is special to you. It's unique to each individual in this room. Make sure you constantly fuel it on a regular basis, so you can continue to win. So you can continue to have more of those wins. Nobody is going to create energy for you unless you create it for yourself. You have to create it for yourself. The most successful people, the individuals that change the world, the people that are obsessed, they create that energy, they transfer it into the other individuals. And when they transfer it into the other individuals, that individual finally learns how to transfer that energy back. Close your eyes for a second. I want everybody in here to remember a moment where things were just unbearable. They were just unbearable. Now think about a day. It was just a bad day. It was an awful, awful day. Everything went wrong. Every possible thing that could happen went wrong. Now think of a moment where you just didn't think you were going to make it. You know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to quit. I got a news flash for everybody in here. Open your eyes. You defeated every single one of those moments because you're here. Just like all languages have different dialogues, they've evolved. The language of winning constantly evolves every single day. So I see we have a lot of successful individuals in this room. A lot of successful individuals. But everybody wants a little bit more. They want a little bit more. So what I want to do today is I just want to change the way you see things just a little bit. How the things that you've been taught over and over again, the things that you've heard, the same cliches that you've heard that everyone gets fired up about, are not allowing you to go to that next level. Now, what are we here to do today? I'm here to make everybody better. Very simple. I'm here to make everybody better. How? By giving you a unique understanding of the language of winning. So let me ask you this question. Which one is it? Are you interested or are you obsessed? All right? Do you think Michael Jordan was just interested in winning championships? You think Kobe Bryant was just interested in basketball? You think Jeff Bezos was just interested in shipping packages? You think Elon Musk is just interested in whatever the hell he's interested in today? Those individuals are obsessed. They are obsessed. In order to be the best, in order to reach that next level, you can no longer be interested. Interested is a hobby. You can be interested in many things. Oh, I'm interested in reading. I'm interested in gardening. I'm interested in cars. You can fall in and out of your interest. But your obsession stays with you all the time. You have to become obsessed. Interested people watch obsessed people change the world. You think about the technology boom, all the things that happen, with everything that's going on, those individuals were obsessed. They were obsessed. They weren't interested. And you know what obsessed people do? Obsessed people give interested people something to talk about. They give you something to talk about. Everybody who's obsessed in their business, in their field of action, they are the topic of the conversation of the employees at work. They're the water cooler conversations. They're the individuals people are texting about. Because they're so engrossed in your life with your obsession with what you're doing, they don't have time for their own because they're interested in what's going on with them. There's a huge difference between motivation and elevation. I'm about elevating mindsets. I'm about elevating individuals. I'm about elevating teams. Motivation is what you require from somebody else. You watch a motivational video, you listen to a motivational speech. It's what you require from somebody else. And you know what? When you require something from somebody else, that means they have that control. They have that control. Motivation is a feeling. It's a feeling. You know, you have a lot of motivational speakers. They come on stage, they come up, they get you all fired up, they get you pumped up, they get you jumping around, they get you doing all these things, and then you look at it, and then they get to the end, and everybody yells out, "Let's go," and everybody runs out the door, and you get out the door like, well, where the fuck are we going? Like, let's go has to have a destination. Where are we going? Where are we going? Now, when you're elevated, an elevated mindset is completely different. An elevated mindset is not what you require or demand from somebody else. It's what you demand of yourself. It's when your obligation to yourself is greater than anybody else's obligation to them. An elevated mindset does not let your feelings get in the way. When people come in, man, I don't feel motivated today. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like going to work. I don't feel like getting up. I don't want to make calls. I don't want to do emails. That's your feelings. That's your feelings. That's motivation. You're looking for somebody else. Come on, man, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. All right. A person with an elevated mindset, it's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. They don't need somebody else to tell them to get out of bed. They don't need to tell them there's more to do. They don't need to tell them you have to make phone calls. Motivated individuals have not mastered the art of rejection. Elevated individuals have mastered the art of rejection. Because when you master the art of rejection, you understand that your mind is always stronger than your feelings. Every individual in this room has been rejected. There isn't a guy sitting in this room probably going all the way back to the 4th or 5th grade that asked an individual out to a dance, a date, whatever it was, and got rejected. Did you stop? No, you didn't stop. When you show a piece of property, or you try to get a contract, and you get rejected, do you stop? No, you continue to go. You continue to go. But you know what happens is as life progresses, we forget about the things that got us there. We forgot about the things we did to be able to sit in this chair, to be this successful, to be able to want more. Think about when you first got with your significant other, how attentive you were to each other. Think about when you first got into this occupation, how excited you were. The things that you did over and over again. Are you still doing those things? And you know what excitement is? Excitement is creating that energy. That's all it is. It's creating that energy. You may have to use a different type of energy, but if you create that energy every single day, you will treat things as with the same enthusiasm, the same excitement, the same passion, the same love as you did from day one. Because a lot of individuals, you forgot what you did to get here. And as we get older, you know what happens? We lose the ability to play in the sandbox. Remember how creative you were in the sandbox? We might have individuals that are too young now out here, you don't even know what the hell a sandbox is. All right? It's a box with a bunch of sand that you could throw out. There was usually more sand out of it than there was in it. But you did it. You did creative things. You didn't care what anybody thought. You went out there. You were creative. You had fun. You weren't worried about getting dirty. You weren't worried about who's looking around, who's watching you, who's doing these different things. Remember, when you're good, you learn. When you're great, you understand. When you're unstoppable, you master. You master. But every turn of the economy, every turn of the environment, every time you wake up in the morning, you may have to go back to learning. Because things have evolved in this business. Things are evolving in every single business. Have you adapted? Have you overcome? Have you understand what you have to go back to learn? After every single championship one of my athletes won over and over and over again, they always came to me. They had their celebration. They celebrated hard. They didn't celebrate long. And it was like, what's next? What do I have to add in order to get to this feeling again? What do I have to do? I got to learn a new skill. I got to learn a new move. I got to become more efficient. They're going to change some of the rules. I'm no longer going to be able to do this. They're going to add another referee. They're going to add a timeout. They're going to add all these different things. So there's a constant adjustment of the things that you mastered that have made you unstoppable, which you need to continue to work on. And there's the idea of knowing I have to go back over here to good. And then when I can go to good, then I can go to great because I understand it, that when I've done it over and over and over and over and over again, now I can master it. It was like when you were on a safari trip. If any individual's ever taken a safari, you know, you're in this beautiful Range Rover, it's got bars on it, there's individuals with guns, and you're poking at the animals and you're teasing them and so forth because you know they can't get to you. And you know what happened? Boom! You hit a bump. And then you hit another bump. And then you hit a third bump. And you know what it did? it launched your butt out of the truck. And now, it's just you and that lion. You and that rhino. You and that elephant looking right at you. The safety net is gone. And if you haven't mastered the skill set to deal with that adversity, to have adversity tolerance, that's why you're stuck. And that safety net is not coming back. It's not coming back. Yesterday is not looking for you today. It's not. It's not. Tomorrow's going to show up. Whether you show up or not, tomorrow is definitely going to show up. There's not a single individual in this room. If you have a contact in your phone and their name is yesterday, raise your hand. Exactly. No one's ever gotten a call from yesterday. The only time you get a call from yesterday is when you start to listen to the shouts of everything else that's going around you. You're so busy listening to the shouts of everything else, all the environments, all the noise, everything that's going around, you forget to listen to the most important voice, the one you haven't had a conversation with in such a long time because you haven't been able to hear it. And that's your own voice, because your own voice talks to you in a whisper. And it's the outside noise. Its only job is to make sure you cannot hear your own voice. For you to not trust the one individual that you should always trust. When you finally stopped reaching your hand out for somebody else to help you up, when you finally decided yourself, yes, I have to create energy because it's so much easier to have somebody reach out and help you up. Because the energy you have to create there is minimal. But when you got to help yourself up, you got to create a lot of energy. You got to create a lot of energy. There's not a single individual in this room. You're going to get hurt. You're going to fall. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to fail. You're going to do those things. But you know what amplifies those things? You know what's worse than falling? You know what's worse than hurting? You know what's worse than frustration? You know what's worse than failing? Complaining about it. Because when you complain about it, you continue to give it life. Complaining is that energy that those things need to keep you there. The more you complain about your failures is like, yeah, keep fueling me. Keep fueling me. When you're in pain, you complain about it. Hey, keep fueling me. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is what I need to keep you in this state. But you don't have to love everything about what you do. But this is what you have to do. You have to create that, you have to crave that end result so intensely that the work that you put in is irrelevant. You know you have to do the work. You know you have to do the process. I'm not afraid to be off. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I know when to speak. I know when to be quiet. You can't break me. You know why you can't break me? I've been broken so many times. I've been broken so many times you can't break me anymore. You cannot break me. So what happens is when you get up and you start, and this is a great runway, boy. This is a great runway for a chase. And everybody in this room, we're all chasing something. Everybody in here is chasing something. Most individuals in here are chasing a new level of greatness, a new level of happiness, a new level of success, a new level of wealth, whatever it may be. We're all chasing things. And think about it. When you're chasing something, you're going to stumble and fall. And you're going to get up and you start looking behind you, start looking in front of me like, who in the hell? I didn't see any obstacle. Boom, you get back in this chase again, you stumble and fall. You look around, man, what's going on here? And you keep going and you keep going and you keep going and you keep stumbling and falling all over again. And you can't figure out what's happened. Before you get in that race to chase greatness, and this is extremely important, you have to deal with what's chasing you. What is chasing you? Because most of the times when you stumble, when you fall, you're causing your own failures. You're causing your own fall. You're causing your own demise. You are literally causing it because you haven't dealt with what's chasing you. You know, we want to put so many things of our past, of who we are, in the closet. And some of us have put the best part of ourselves and hidden away because we're afraid to be judged. We're afraid for individuals to see that side of us. You see so many individuals, you see athletes, you see business individuals, you say, man, that person's a beast. Everybody in here will tell me, man, they're a beast until it's time to do beastly-like things. But any individual that you've ever called a beast, that you've ever seen do things at the highest level, they dealt with what's chasing them. So when you're in that race, you're never going to, that finish line is constantly going to keep moving. It's going to constantly keep moving farther and farther away. And the only way you're going to be able to cross that line before it moves again is if you take a moment and whatever's chasing you, you sit there, you let it catch you, and you acknowledge it. Because what you have to do is instead of running from it, you have to make it your ally. Because sometimes you're running away from the best part of you. You're running away from the individual that understands you better than anybody else. But once you let that individual catch you, the part of you, now you start forming a partnership with your decisions. You start forming a partnership with your decisions. Because you have one individual, which is you, who wants to make one decision, and you have the other individual over here, which is also you, who wants to make another decision. When you form a partnership, you make one decision. My decision is to be great. My decision is to be unstoppable. My decision is to win. My decision is to whatever it may be. Then after you make that decision, you got to commit to it. How many times have you talked yourself out of a commitment? You've talked yourself out of a commitment. So think about how you feel when somebody breaks that contract, when breaks that commitment to you. Everything's done. Handshake, everything's negotiated, all the way it's done, it's over with. And they say they're not going to do it. You should be more pissed off with breaking a commitment to yourself. And people do it all the time. People do it all the time. You know, I'm from the fitness industry. You know how many exercise programs and diet programs start on a Monday? Well, I'm going to start on Monday. And what happens with a commitment is the only thing you commit to is moving the start line. You move the start line. And the commitment says, I'm not moving the start line. I'm not moving the start line. Then after you've done that, after you've made a partnership with your decisions, with your commitment, now comes the part everyone talks about. Now you got to form a partnership with your actions. It's easy to do the things you want to do when you feel like doing them. And you hear this all the time. You got to love, if you love everything about your job, you'll never work a day in your life. Does any individual in here love everything about what they do? Absolutely not. You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. You got to go do it. So many people like to talk about their reputation, and now it's so easy with social media. Hell, you can put anything on there. I know the guy, literally knows the guy, he owns a plane. When his plane is sitting at the airport, when it's sitting in the hangar, you know what he does? He leases it out to social media influencers to allow them to take pictures on the plane. He said, well, he has literally a plan. You come in, you can take a picture on the plane, I can have the food set up for you. He has a little pricing package in there. You want a pilot standing by? He'll get somebody that's dressed for you. What kind of food you want in there? We'll get the engines revved up. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because what are you faking? And most individuals, the reason you're not as successful as you want to be is because you're afraid of success. You're afraid of what success is going to bring. There's a certain level of success we all want. We can all handle. But you know what happens when you become more successful? What happens? The pressure starts to mount. The voices around you start to grow. Let me tell you something about pressure. Okay. Pressure is a privilege. It is a freaking privilege. The best individuals thrive under pressure. They look for pressure situations. Pressure defines who we're not and who we are and who we're not. But it also defines who we can become. If somebody puts you under a pressure situation, that means they believe in you. Do you believe in yourself? And you know how you handle pressure is you put yourself under pressure situations under a daily basis. The only difference between pressure and stress is pressure you decided not to deal with. And we have pressure every single day. You have pressure every single day. So if you deal with that pressure every single day, the likelihood of it turning into stress is less. But if you don't deal with pressure every single day, it turns into stress. And you know what happens when it turns into stress? You stop believing in yourself. You stop gambling on yourself. You're so willing to bet on somebody else and sit there and watch intensely for a success that you have no control over, and you feel pressure, and you're yelling at the TV set or wherever you're at, but you won't bet on yourself. When was the last time you bet on yourself? When was the last time you bet on yourself? Think about when you were a child, how free you were. We were all born relentless. We were taught to relent. And as we get older, we become more relentless because we're worried about what everybody else is. Man, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? How many individuals in your life, and this is extremely important, people ask, what's the key to success? Right? First of all, it's not a key. Right? It's a rusty combination lock where the numbers are all worn out. But here's the crazy part. Most individuals in here, you already have the first 2 digits of that combination lock. But that dial doesn't turn as easily. You can't see those numbers for that third one. And you know what the crazy part is? Once you get that third combination and that lock opens up while you're busy celebrating, having a good time, that combination has already been changed. And now you got to earn all 3 numbers again. I can't put confidence inside of you. You know why? It's already there. I can't put greatness inside of you. You know why? It's already there. But for most individuals, that's exactly where it's going to stay. I can take your confidence. Other individuals can take your confidence. So if you're having an issue with being confident, you know exactly the moment where you decided to give someone permission to take your confidence. Because nobody can take something that's inside of you unless you give them permission. So if you have an individual or you know somebody that's lacking in confidence, remember when I talked about that chase? Unless you have confidence, you'll never be able to cross that finish line, and the next one, and the next one. So if you're lacking confidence, go get it back, because it's yours. You know exactly the moment where you decided to let somebody take it. You know exactly the moment where you gave somebody permission. You know the exact event when it happened in. Go get it back. Go get it back. Complaining does nothing. It just digs the pit even further. It digs it even further. Everything you need is already inside of you. It is. You're just afraid to use it. You're just afraid to use it. Who has the key to your heart and shouldn't? Who has a key to your emotions and shouldn't? Who has a key to your actions and shouldn't? Who has a key to your thoughts and shouldn't? Take those keys back, get rid of them, make them combinations, and have those individuals in your life, have those mentors, have those significant other, have those people that are most important to you. They have to earn those combinations. They have to earn those numbers every single day. This is another one of your superpowers, that heartbeat. That heartbeat. All right. Understand something. That heartbeat is not promised, the next heartbeat is not promised to any individual in this room. Not a single individual in this room. So whatever your it is, go get it now. Go get it now. Because it has an expiration date. It has an expiration date. With each heartbeat, you have one less heartbeat to love. You have one less heartbeat for somebody to love you. You have one less heartbeat to succeed. You have one less heartbeat to share your success with somebody else. You have one less heartbeat to care about somebody. You have one less heartbeat for somebody to care about you. Be careful who you share those heartbeats with, because you can't get them back. It's the most valuable commodity you have, and it's with you all the time. It's with you all the time.